Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, January 8th, 2026. And to be back in the saddle again. Good trip over Christmas and New Year's. Happy to be back. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. Trade your charts, not mine. All right, this is our only session today, so we'll do away with that. Crude will start. Crude started at 9 o'clock. Market is open. We go long, and I don't know if that may have been too fast to catch. And it goes to money management. Yep, that was too fast. So we'll look for a new trade. Crude is in a long trade. This entry in the right place. Soybeans. Let's set up a short trade. I wasn't watching that to see if the long triggered in or not. But I will assume it did, so we'll treat this as a stop and reverse, and we'll go to 63.5. Stop is at the session high, so I'd push that up. Yeah, I'd go ahead up to 67.75. Unleaded with a short trade. Unleaded was in the long, so that would have been a stop and reverse. In this long over here. It's actually where it should have been. I'm showing, yeah, that would have been a stop and reverse adjustment on this one. Actually, it may not be in 57, so it'd be 53. See if the stop and reverse adjustment will keep us out of this. And it looks like it just barely niggled us in. So we are short on unleaded. YM probably is that looks like a short loss, and then a short that it's in now, still at full risk. Entry was actually the second trade there. And a full stop out. So 2 stop outs on crude. Micro Russell takes off at market open. Definitely too fast to be traded, I'm sure. All right, still in the long trade on soybeans. Actually, this is going to be stay down here. Soybean staying in the long. And another short on the YM. This one makes money management and target one. Crude makes money management. Pound Aussie in sync with the long. So Pound Aussie is long. Trailer stops out. We'll need another trade to get positive, I'm sure, with two stop outs already. And that long is valid. So we are in the long trade. YM bounced around either side of moving averages there. And another target one. Our trade got almost to target 2 on the trailer. This one's at break even. Soybeans stop and reverse is still valid because it did hit the entry unadjusted. We'll go to target 2 on crude because money management is above target 1, and a nice bump on the YM this morning. That's at least target 2 for the trailer. That's going to get us positive. Crude needing to get up to 25, it looks like, for target 2. Yeah, 25 and 31 are the targets. YM stops out just beyond target 4. That'll get YM positive. So YM is done with the power of quitting. We'll put unleaded up there. No trade so far on the micro NQ, or micro Russell rather. Let's see what we've got on the micro NQ going here. Well, you got several trades, it looks like. Go ahead and mark up the current just to kind of see where we are. Looks like this one's about to stop out for break even. Yep, and sets up a long trade. And triggers in the long trade. That's an avoidable trade if it goes to the stop. It would have been too quick to. It's a little bit much. There we are. And then we go short again. So didn't come back to the entry. Canceled out the long trade and working at session lows. Crude coming off of the session high it set. No targets yet. Micro Russell with a long trade. And a full stop out on Micro NQ and a long trade. Micro Russell's in the long. So the wick 3 bars in, so definitely in the trade. Got to go up 4 ticks for money management, but it's just about there. Yeah, in fact, it is there. I can see money management set up. That's going to be 1.5. And we do have money management. Major key level adjustment, so we're at 99.9. And target at 026. And another loss on the Micro NQ. Do we have any other losses? That's a no trade. 2 seconds. Yeah, that one's probably avoidable. 25, 26. That's an avoidable trade. So we have the break even is trade 1. That one was avoidable. Loss, loss. And now we're in a short trade. Break even on the Micro Russell trade and transitioning into a short there. And our short trade on the Micro NQ already has netted us target 3, so we're looking for target 4. Trailing challenged the stop, but I believe it, yeah, it survived. Micro Russell short trade stops out. All right, we did hit the stop on the potential stop and reverse, so that does cancel the stop and reverse. So we are back to the original long trade with no stop and reverse in play at the moment. Target 4 on the micro NQ. Looks like possibility of a new short trade on the micro Russell. And we stop out for break even on crude. Unleaded, still in the short. Also a couple of ticks on the, actually 3 ticks total, 2 ticks times 3 positions. So 6 ticks, there's a short on the micro Russell. And a stop out. Same second. I think that's going to be an avoidable trade. Definitely hit the entry same second as a setup, but then went up to the stop, down to the entry again, and back up to the stop. So we'll call that one an avoided trade. And there is a long trade. In the long. Needs one more tick for a 14 tick minimum there. In a long trade on micro NQ with target 1, so we are trailing there. There's target 2, so that's a second winner. And target 3. So we're looking for target 4 again, and this is going to get us positive, I'm sure. Oh, I got some. Yeah. Micro Russell, successful long trade, targets 3 and 4. Micro Russell to session highs, new session high. Stop at 99.9 again. Micro NQ stopping out. Let's see how many trades we've got on micro NQ now. Okay, that was 1 avoided, 2 was a loss, 3 was a loss, 4 was target 4 win, 5 is a target 4 win. No, it's target 3. Well, that will get us positive. 6 is going to be a short trade. And it's a quick one. No, it's not. We're definitely in it. And so that one is going to be a loss. That's loss number 3. That's going to be a pretty close to even session, given that we've had a target 2, 3, and 4 win and a target 3 win. Probably slightly positive. That is done. We don't have as many trades. Nice long trade on this. That was long was 1. It was 6-tick loss, and we get a target 3 and 4 win. That was an avoidable, and we're in this. So this is 1, 2. Trade number 3, and a nice win there. Targets 3 and 4, and pretty big trailer. Crude has a short trade set up. Unleaded back through its entry. Micro NQ is done. We're in the short on crude. And put unleaded back to where it normally stays. Since we're done with the micro NQ. Soybeans still in the long trade. YM, I said, was done. That was trade number 3 on the micro Russell. Crude and unleaded, both short now. So long on the pound Aussie, short on unleaded, long on soybeans across the bottom, left to right. Micro Russell is flat, looking for trade number 4. Crude is short. Trade number 2. YM is done. Short trade on Micro Russell. That triggers in. We run tick for move 14 tick minimum for money management. 0.5. Pound Aussie keeps just bouncing around the 20 SMA, 50 EMA. Short set up on soybeans, so that is another stop and reverse opportunity. $63.25. That's going to be right there. Is where our entry is. Break even on Micro Russell for trade number 4. Looks like crude and unleaded both bouncing off the 50 EMA. I wasn't looking much at keeping watch. Micro Russell going long. And that's an entry. So we are in the trade. I was going to say it's a get in sync, it looked like. Now it's in sync, and 1.2, yeah, we got there. That's going to be money management. And that's a break-even stop out. So trade number 5 is a break-even. Unleaded back to its entry. Crude back very close to its entry. That was a break-even stop out right there. And a short on the micro Russell. And definitely in that. A couple of chances to make that entry. All right, we did get in the trade, and on one pass, and that's enough. That is money management. That down to target 3. We're not going to take profit at target 2. I'll leave it right there until we get stop moves. And target 3, so that's a third win on our final trade. Definitely going to be a winning session there. Soybeans triggers in short. We are in the March contract on soybeans, by the way. That roll occurred while I was on vacation for Christmas. Just shy of target. There's target 4. So targets 3 and 4 on all 3 winning trades on micro Russell this morning. And we get into this. Yeah, we got into that early enough. We're into our 10 a.m. mini session. So this is the last trade on the 9 a.m. session for crude. Final trade on the micro Russell. Soybeans, pound Aussie, and crude and unleaded are our active charts after micro Russell. Micro Russell will be done with this when this trade concludes. Just the trailing position still in play. 99.3, 98.8, 98.6. Good morning, JP. Interesting morning. Soybeans in the short now. Did stop and reverse. So move our trade markers around. One tick from the session high on the stop. I'll go a tick beyond. I don't want to move it too much. 2-tick adjustment as adjustments in soybeans are fairly significant. $12.50 a tick. have a stop sitting one tick below the session high. All right, Micro Russell stops out at target 3, not participating in that long trade. Unleaded looks like it bounced off the 50, tested the 20, and is being rejected there. So hopefully that will bring it on down. Crude is back up, bounced off the 50, back up to its entry. Another stop and reverse for unleaded. This one's at 81. Wouldn't be in it yet. Crude bounces off the 20 SMA as well. That was another test of the 20 on unleaded. Unleaded triggers into the long. So back to the long on unleaded. Another stop and reverse one. extremely problematic. That one was smaller than the first. Soybean kind of looks like it's going sideways. Let's see where we can stand on unleaded since we got a few minutes. $74.02 to $73.53. 49, 98 ticks. And 53 to 81 is another 28, 56. So we're 154 ticks down. Two position trades. Crude coming down to test the 50 again. Soybeans. Let's see. Stop and reverse entry again. Yep, that's going to be a minimum target. Now Aussie testing the 200 EMA. Crude hanging around the 50 EMA. unleaded hanging around the 20 SMA. Right. Still 4 charts active. Crude top center, unleaded bottom center, pound Aussie bottom left, and soybeans bottom right. We were running Catapult Trader on the Micro Russell and Micro NQ, running Spotlight Power Trader on crude, YM, pound Aussie, and unleaded gas, RB, unleaded gasoline, and counterpunch on soybeans. Soybeans also testing the 200 EMA. Micro Russell and the YM both pushing to session highs. Crude pushing down to the 50 EMA. Unleaded with another stop in reverse, this time at the 50. That will obviously adjust around the 50. 44, so that's going to go to 39. That looks like an entry. Yep, in the short. Crude approaching money management. There's money management, so the stop will come down. Now, until we hit target 1, the stop will stay at 57.01. That's going to be a major key level, $57. So we'll leave a couple of ticks of risk on. Pound Aussie bounced and came down to test the 200 again. So crude is short, unleaded is short. Pound Aussie is long and soybeans is short. Soybean so far not able to push down through its 200 exponential moving average. That's an add-on. We do pick up target 1 though on crude. So break even at target 1, 9 a.m. session is going to be positive. If you're not trading 9 a.m., you'd be in sync with this crude short, and 10 a.m. would be positive also. Crude pausing at 56.80. That's a bid at 79. Fairly common pause point. Twenty ticks either side of full dollars. Stop did come down to 97 on crude. The slow price action on the charts that are still active. 4 charts still active. 55 minutes into the session. Indication slow morning. Full chart still active, 3-year power and quitting. Crude is going to be power quitting from the 9 a.m. session. This technically would be a 10 a.m. session trade as well. Crude below the 50, unleaded above it. Let's kind of see where that goes. Soybeans back down, testing the 200 EMA. One tick away. Crude testing it, testing the 58 EMA from below this time. Pound Aussie in kind of a classic squeeze here. 200 EMA is drifting upward. 20 SMA, 50 EMA are kind of going sideways, slightly down. Price is going back and forth between the two. All right, crude stock moves down a tick. All right, unleaded. Soybeans hitting target 1. So that was worth 6 ticks, 1.5 points. So 65.5 to 63.25, 2.25 points on the wrist there. So that's 9 ticks. So we're down 9 points. Picked up 1.5 points. So we are at 7 points, 7.5 points now. Slow over. We're trying to make another push down. 56.80. Unleaded still right at its 50 EMA. That pushes just slightly below. This is the kind of movement where it's hard to keep focus on the charts. That's where it needs to be when you're trading. And I certainly, with that said, I wouldn't be trading all 6 or 7 of these charts at once. Another move down on crude stop, 93 now. Now the Aussie peaking above the 50 EMA. And soybean stops out for 3 more ticks. It's a four position trade. The stop actually would have been 2 ticks below where that plotted at 63 flat. So that's 3 additional ticks, leaves us 6.75 points down. Still need another trade. So bar closed below the 50 on unleaded. Positive sign for pound Aussie. 200 EMA is providing support. We'll need to clear the earlier upper range of this little section here. Get to money management in target one, right there at the top of the screen, top of that window. Crude still kind of stuck right around that 56.80 level. Now we got to swing at 75 and at 77 back early this morning. Unleaded seems to want to go down, but crude just not able to get down through that 56.80 level. Got down to 70, 78 a couple of times. That's as far as it's been able to get. Soybeans in a pretty tight range there. Also in the classic squeeze, going between the 50 and the 200. A couple of ticks below the 200 to get our target. Right back up to the 50 even. It's been a while since I've seen wholesale unleaded gas down at this level. Unleaded gasoline. $1.73.30. $1.73 and change a gallon. The unleaded contract is 1,000 barrels at 42 gallons a barrel. 42,000 gallons per barrel, and with the prices in prices per gallon. So 1 point is $42,000. Why it's denominated in 4 digits. And that gives us a tick value of $4.20 a tick per contract. Crude price per barrel, also 1,000 barrel deliverable. So 1 point is worth $1,000, and 1 tick is $10. So it's priced in 2 decimals. A little upward movement in crude and unleaded again. Unleaded bounced up, now it's back at 50 EMA. Crude is pushing up to test the 50 again. This is your basic no blue market. Pound Aussie back down into the below the 50, back into the squeeze. Unable to get above the range of this little section in here. 20080 roughly. Unleaded pushing down a bit lower. Crude is still right at that 56.80 level. Not much to do. We're about inside of 12 minutes before the hour. I'll take this till about 11 o'clock. This little movement is not a whole lot more use in sticking around here. Unless there are questions or points you'd like to discuss. It's an add-on short on unleaded. We're still in our original short trade. Crude made a little push down to the three-quarter century at 75. Trying again. If we can push down through 75, this trade's got a good chance to go ahead on target 2. And there is 74. This is a good sign. Money management at 73.01 for unleaded. Target 1 at 72.96. Target 2 at 72.70. Target 2 on crude is at 56.69. So there is a long setup on unleaded. Unleaded. Yeah. Excuse me. Soybeans. So that's a valid trade. Mm-hmm. 65 and a quarter. Stop one tick below the session low. Crude bounces back up to the 80-cent level. Unleaded still trying to sustain that downward push. Crude down to 91. Still no targets on crude, or no additional targets on crude. No targets on unleaded yet. All right, still slow. Soybeans has not triggered. Pound Aussie's back in the squeeze. On unleaded. Crude pushing upward now. Stop is at 91. Almost 11 o'clock. All right, it's 11 o'clock. Crude and unleaded don't seem to be going anywhere. Well, as I say that, crude stops out, so crude is done. No new trades there. That was POQ for the 9 a.m. session. If you're trading 10 a.m. in isolation, that was also POQ for that. There is a long trade, but we're not going to be doing that. Unleaded heading the wrong way. 11 o'clock, moving things higher. Pound Aussie still in the squeeze. Soybeans still in the squeeze. No change in the status there. Pending long on soybeans. And we are in a long on so with that, I think I'm going to call it a morning. We will see everybody on Tuesday. Everybody have a good one. And we'll do this again on Tuesday. Regular sessions next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and let's see. President's Day is not until a week from Monday, I believe. Let me check. Calendar. It's not a holiday. Nope. Okay, looks like we're good from next week. The 18th is going to be a holiday. So we will not have a crude oil inventory report that week. Yeah, U.S. bank holidays is the 18th. So that's what I was looking for. So regular sessions next week. Monday, Tuesday, and Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 9:30 Eastern. Wednesday, crude oil inventory report at 10:30. So we will see everybody next week. Have a good one.